Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to another session of user experience design skills for product managers. Uh, as compared to our last sessions, this is more of a design centric session. In this session, we'll try and understand what user experience is, how this term came into being, and we'll try and understand why it is important for product managers to understand the nitty gritties of user experience design terms. We'll also go through certain skills and how it can be developed for product managers. These are prototyping, then mock-ups, then research skills, which are essentially used by user experience designers for creating a more meaningful product. And at the end of the session, I'll be throwing in certain recommendations for books and blogs and other resources which can be used by you for upskilling yourselves in this area of design. And it's always a good mix to have these skills in your pocket so that it comes in handy when you are going for discussions with your design teams and with your engineering teams for creating the final mock-up of the product. So yeah, let's get on with the session. A bit of introduction about myself. I'm Atul Pandey. I have more than 4 years of work experience as a product manager. I am mostly dealing and into the fintech products. It's growth and development. I've completed my MBA from Institute of Foreign Trade. So yeah, starting with the session now. So yeah, moving ahead, defining user experience design and significance of product managers. What is user experience design? So, UX design is the process which is undertaken by design teams to provide a more intuitive and more relevant product, which is far more enriching in customer experience for the end user. So, a clear differentiation of this was brought in the Apple iPhone products and the Android products, especially in 2010 when the iPhones were far more superior in their capabilities of user experience and they were more intuitive as compared to the Android products. So it sort of justified the price difference in that times in 2000s. So yeah, so like user design experience is all about creating a great user experience. And why is this significant today? This is significant in its own way. In the earlier tech revolutions, when the companies like Google came into being, so these companies are all dominated by uh, tech entrepreneurs uh, with hardcore coders who were more focused into bringing a product alive, into sort of making the product more technologically enabled. So this was continued from Google to Facebook to say Twitter as well. But as we've come to a later generation of products, a later generation of a more mature product with a far more technological availability of resources, what it has been experienced is that what gives the product more edge over its competitors is the user experience and its design features. So it's a logical thing, right? Like as of now, the technology is sort of getting saturated. It is available everywhere. So how are the users being brought to the platform? It's through the design. It's through what more can be offered through its design and its user experience. So there comes the importance of design, the importance of user experience. And in today's era, the products like iPhone and the Instagram and like Pinterest. So these applications focus more on the how the relativity of intuitiveness with the users and help to provide a more enriching experience to the end users. So it has been clearly stated by Dave McClure that design and marketing aren't just as important as engineering today, but they are way more important. This is because the next era of products will be essentially defined by how good the user experience is provided to the end users, how personalized the products are, and how intuitive they are in their own approach. So yeah, this is the significance for the uh, user experience design. And in my thought process, today, like each product manager should enrich themselves with the capabilities of understanding the principles of design first of all, a few skill sets of design, so that they are more conditioned in experiencing what goes into defining and designing a good product. So this is the whole this is the whole this is the whole sort of thing that we are going to get in a nutshell in this session. So yeah, that is all about defining user experience and significance for product managers. So moving ahead, we discuss the user experience design skills, which are for a product manager good to have, and it helps in the discussion and in-depth understanding by product managers of design skills. So these are skills that are usually good to understand by product managers. So we'll discuss three skills: the research, the prototyping, and the wireframing. Now, research by user experience designers is all about uh, why a particular project is being undertaken, and what are the methods that are employed in reaching from stage A to stage B in that product, in that project. So the first step entails in clarifying the goal of the product. This would help in laying a hypothesis whether a project should be undertaken or not. So this can be a large variety of goals, which comes in probably brainstorming sessions, a discussion with other designer, other product manager, engineering team, or say probably the end user group. So this way a goal is really defined. So this goal can be say from enabling a user to move from funnel A to funnel B, like the position in the funnel from A to B. Also this can also be defined as increasing the click through rates of the banners that are put up say on a particular website. So this can be varied in their own tasks. So first of all, the first step is to clarify this goal, as in what is to be achieved, whether the number of users are to be increased, whether the intuitiveness of the product of the project needs to be increased. So yeah, so the first step in this is to clarify the goal. Then the various research methods are employed in this. It can be a behavioral research, which is done through say A/B tests, which is done through the heat maps. So if a particular user is spending a lot of times, say on a particular area of the landing page, and not so much where the user is enabled to move to the desired stage of the funnel. So it can be tracked through heat mapping, wherein it is described where a user is spends most of the times on the website. Also, A/B test is another method. So these are mostly the behavioral methods that are employed in defining the research methods. Also, a lot of times these research methods also are described by the attitude of the users. So in this case, whether a user is a frequent user, whether a user prefers a particular kind of look and feel of a web page. So this sort of questions are answered in probably say focus discussions, these surveys, calling the customer directly and asking him, the focus group surveys. So these are mostly the attitude researching methods of the user. So there are two methods: the behavioral, which is defined by the A/B testing, the heat map, etc., and the other is the attitude research methods. So yeah, and then again after clarifying goals and then adopting a research methodology, we move on to iterating and testing whether the design method, whether the design project that has been employed is a success or not. So this is obviously defined by the numbers, whether we are gaining that numbers, whether we are approaching the target figures. So this can be defined by the stickiness of the consumer, the click-through rates, the conversions of the customer. So there are a lot of metrics that can be employed in it. But essentially, this is whole about the research skills that are employed by the designers in taking up a product, in taking up a project. So yeah, moving ahead, the next skill that we'll discuss is wireframing. So what is wireframing? Wireframing is low fidelity representation of design. Now, what does low fidelity mean is that it only gives us the essential features of the design and not its detailed representation. So how we describe wireframing is that it defines the what, where, and how of the designs. That's it. Now, in what the main groups of the content will come, like what is it that is being depicted on the page, where is it, the structure of the information that is represented on the page, and how is the interaction that the page is going to have with the user. Interactions are usually also defined in our next skill that we are going to discuss, that is prototyping. So that gives our wireframing more of what and where, the more of essence, how a particular page is given, how a particular design is given to the end user. So it's more of like imagining the map of a city. Like it gives you the complete structure of the city, but it does not get into much of the detail. So this is about wireframing. Why it is important is that it keeps a balance between the speed and the design. Like it's the initial phase of the look and feel of the design project, and it gives an idea to the engineering team, to the product management team, that what is it that is essentially going to go into a particular design project, and but it does not give anything about it in detail. So yeah, this is about the wireframing, and it comes in the first aspect of the design for a particular project. Moving ahead, what is the middle to high fidelity representation of the final product is what is called prototyping. Now, by middle to high fidelity, you may understand that it gives a complete representation of the final product, how a product is going to look, how is it going to interact when you say probably click on the login page, which page are you going to be redirected to. So this complete look and feel, the complete interactions of the product of the design project is defined in prototyping. So it essentially gives you the experience, content, and interaction, and it tests the interaction in a way which is similar to the final product. So there will be a lot of animations that will be there in your final product. So say a login page gives you a certain kind of pop-up, when a payment gives you a certain kind of sound. So that all is inculcated in this prototyping. Now, both these skills of wireframing as well as prototyping can be practiced through a lot of tools that are available in the market. So one of them is Balsamiq, which is used for initial prototyping of a product. So it's a very intuitive product wherein you can go and you can select say various screens, and then you can also select interactions. What will happen when a user will click on say one of the buttons, then it will move to the other page. Also, you can do the wireframing there, wherein you can show in through arrows how the login page, how the pages move in your design project. So these are very simple to use products which can be used for these two skills of wireframing and prototyping. So these can be Balsamiq, Figma, and Envision. So yeah, these are the three skills that we've discussed. Now coming forward, we will also, I'm going to suggest certain free resources and books which can be used in handy for upskilling yourself as a in this design skills. So there are vast number of resources which are available online for you to help in imbibing the knowledge of user experience design skills. I have segregated it into four categories of online degree program: learning specific designing tools that we've already discussed, following the blogs of eminent writers in this area, and the books, and creating your own portfolio. So online degree program helps you get into the depth of designing. So two programs which are offered by Interaction Design, an online team of designers, and a program at IIT Bombay, which is collaborative with My Learning, is often recommended. Recommended. The learning specific designing tools include the Balsamic, Figma, and InVision, the links of which has been attached in the comments. There are various books, blogs, and portfolio which I personally follow, and which has been given the links as below. Also, I would definitely recommend reading the Design of Everyday Things by Paul Newman. This helps in understanding the basics of design principles and helps you relate with designing in your everyday life. And obviously creating your own portfolio helps yourself to stand out as a UX designer. So it comes in handy with your collaborated PM skills, and gets you more into a recognition as a designer, as a UX designer yourself. So yeah, these are the four areas which can be focused on in improving your design skills. I have attached these links in the description to this video. Please go through it. And for any questions and comments, you can always comment in the video and hit me up whenever required. So yeah, that's the end of session. Great to interact with you guys. See you until next time. Thank you and have a good day.